right, let me go grab my other camera. Think about where you want to set your truck up. You gotta.
Where they're setting it on the asphalt?
It sounds like it. Yeah, they're gonna want it right along that curb. So think about the whole process. Where he's gonna be able to back up to you, where you can reach it, where you gotta swing it, and then where it has to end up. Folks, right here at the water treatment plant in Findlay, set a transformer for him just on the ground from the sounds of it. So shouldn't be a big deal at all. Had Trent come out here with me. This would be a good learning experience for him, trying to get him some reps in a rotator. So I grab my other camera, maybe get some different angles of this. What'd you come up with?
If we just let it sit on the asphalt, we would back up there beside them steps, and then just basically pick straight up and have them pull out, and then set it down, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, could. What'd you guys come up with?
We're looking at setting it right here.
Okay.
How do you want him to come in? You want him to back in right here and you pull up beside him and set up? You pick it up off the trailer a couple feet and it goes out and you set it right down?
Yeah, we should have enough room to get the, we don't have, it's not real heavy, so we don't gotta have the outriggers all the way out. So yeah, if you want to spin around, let us get set up first.
Yeah, just let me know when.
Just parallel to that wall there, decently close to it.
Are you good if I unfade and everything now?
Yeah, that's fine. Dun, 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 dun.
Got a video all your work?
No, I have a YouTube channel.
Oh.
I document everything that we do. So for whatever reason, people find it interesting and watch it. So
Well, it also covers your ass line. This, when you pull it up, I'm thinking that would drop down over all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff.
yeah. Well, one of the big advantages of a rotator as well for industrial settings is it'll lift 50,000 pounds with the boom flat. Whereas a crane, you got to be boomed way up.
Yeah.
So you can do stuff inside a building. We move CNC machines inside buildings and stuff. You still have the capacity without having to have the boom height.
Oh, this is good to know.
Yep. Go ahead and get your outriggers up. So
I wasn't sure.
Well, I
if you wanted
appreciate
to-
your
yep,
time.
no problem.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to come back and then
We can. The thing is with the weight, he can back up to the outrigger and then we can just reach up and grab it. He doesn't have to be right beside us. 8,000 pounds. So if you look at your chart off the side, even completely flat all the way out, we're still at 16,000 pounds. So we can pick this thing up from anywhere and be fine.
that's all the way extended.
That's all the way extended, completely flat.
Okay.
So we got, so there's nothing, I mean, shouldn't say nothing, but there's nothing you can do with your outriggers all the way out, picking that up, that's gonna hurt anything.
I got you. I don't know why this still confuses me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like an idiot.
Well, this one is the front.
Right.
out. So the H-beam will come down together. You only got to push one button.
Right.
The rear will come down individually.
Maybe that's where that fucking.
So whether you do this one or this one,
It's gonna go down.
it's coming down evenly.
Okay.
The only way it's going to move individually is if you hold that red button.
And then it's the same thing. If you go up here, it's gonna move up.
Yep.
So.
You got that unpinned?
Yeah, it's unpinned.
So picking from a single point, this isn't much weight. You could do it from one line, it'd probably be fine. I like putting a snatch block in there and marrying the lines together to keep equal pressure on the boom.
Okay.
It's just a good habit to have.
Okay.
So it would do it completely fine, but in my eyes,
Just show off. I'm not kidding.
just put a snatch block there. Then, 'cause if you think about it, if you had weight on here and just pulling on one side of that boom, putting a twist on it,
Yeah.
I don't like doing that if you can avoid it.
Well, I think that was one of the first things you told me.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't do it, and it's probably fine, but it bothers me. So
Don't do that.
what?
I said I free spooled both of them, and then they both just started sliding down.
We'll see. We might have to use a bigger shackle on this, just because so the strap's not hitting the edge of anything.
So how far back do you want me? You just want me centered right here?
Just back. Put the end of your trailer right at that outrigger, and we can reach up forward to grab it.
Okay, perfect. If someone wants to just let me know when I'm good.
Yep. Since we're gonna have 4 straps, we want our biggest shackle to try to keep them even. Then we're gonna, whenever you are close to something and you go to spin the boom, watch your turret because it sticks out. Might have to move that. Yeah, go ahead and swing that back, will you? Go ahead and put them shackles on there. So this thing only weighs 8,000 pounds. We're just sitting right here. It'll be a nice easy lift. What?
How are you doing? You just putting the bolt through that hook?
The flat part of the shackle is going to go right here.
And you say the flat part.
That part.
Okay, just like that.
Yep. Make sure the strap's not touching anything. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go grab a socket to open up these ends and see which side's which.
Okay.
But there's a chance to stretch out one of them cables, and we may have to basically
Spin it.
Set it the way it's set, but in the stones, not on the actual.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. Good?
I think so.
Go ahead, pull out. All right, Trent, so I'm gonna go up and in because I want to bring it closer. And I'm gonna start swinging it at the same time. All three functions at the same time.
You could set it first.
He said he's got to open up a panel to check to see what side needs to be facing which way, but he said he might set it in the stones.
Oh,
depending on.
That would be even better.
He's going to grab a wrench. He said he needed to open it up to see.
Yeah, I just don't want it back on that concrete.
Yeah.
And then if we were, I was going to have him just place it back a little bit.
Yeah.
If he wants to put it up there, that's even better.
Yeah.
Good.
Huh?
Spin that
He's got to open it up to see what way it needs to face.
Okay.
So we'll just get it over here, then he can. I need to get one. So I lowered it just to the point where it touched, but I didn't take tension off my rigging, so then you don't got to reset all your hooks and shit. All right, YouTube, they're gonna open this up to see what way it's got to sit. So I've never been back here before. This is the water treatment plant. Actually doesn't smell at all back here. I know some of them, like up in Bowling Green, you drive up down I-75, it freaking stinks, but out here I can't smell anything. If this was heavy, we would want the truck this way and then those outriggers out to give us better counterweight. But it's 8,000 pounds, so no big deal.
Hey guys, ever call on them, that other set of undecking?
No.
Really? Could just not be there yet.
Yeah. Hopefully he just took us 10 hours off. And... What's that?
They just opened at 8. So.
Yeah. Usually it takes them an hour and a half to get all the axles put back in. And
yeah, I guess the guys they buy, the company buys them the hotel and everything.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, it's hard work, but them dudes get paid pretty good.
He said he made triple digits.
Yeah. They do pretty, it is tough work.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get some of them out there like...
He does YouTube on this.
Yeah.
He's on the Flag City Towing?
That's just my name, Kris Stafford, yeah. Well, if you Google Flag City, it'll pop up. But from... This end that way?
This end.
That way. All right. Come here, Trent. See if that snatch block will rotate. So when you're doing stuff like this, don't get hyper focused on one thing. Always pay attention to the whole truck, like, because you'll run a swage up into the sheave head and not pay attention or hear it. And you got to watch the whole picture, not just what you're lifting. You want further? We can go further if we need to. So I say you got to picture the whole thing, like, so when we rotated it over here and it was just sitting here and they did their panel and everything, and then they say they want it out, so all we did is boom out and down, right? But eventually you're gonna have to let line out,
right?
Because
you're extending.
Yeah. So if you just get focused on, oh, just down and out, or yeah, down and out, and then boom, that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, how'd that happen?
That one? James.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Well, Christian did one like...
I did the one on the 75 ton.
Yeah. We got to fix all that.
Yeah. The 75 ton they fixed when I went back to the factory, thankfully. That one was during that fire department training. I was in that tractor moving a car and I had the remote with me. I was like, oh, I just got to boom up a little bit. And that's shitty. Like, I was in the tractor so I couldn't hear it. Normally I'll hear it, like when something grabs or...
Yeah.
So that was dumb on my part. I shouldn't have done that. These go back in the 75 ton, I believe. And then usually, I should have told you earlier, when I have a bunch of stick out like this, I'll leave all the rigging on there till I get some line pulled in just to keep weight on it.
I messed Christian's drag range up the other night.
Yeah.
Because he pulled it all, like 150 foot of it out.
Yeah.
Power wash it. And I was sitting there trying to hold it and run the. Let me see that shot.
You got to put tension. It's not, the big heavy cables, it's not enough just to hold it. They're probably, well, the ones that say Edge Tech probably came out of the 75. Yeah. right, YouTube. Quick and simple job. Not sure where it's going to end up sitting permanently, so I'm sure we'll come back to do that. That was kind of tight quarters, so I did that one myself. I want to set Trent up for failure, but I wanted him to be here. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Is that going to get put permanently somewhere eventually, or what's?
No, that's a temporary.
Oh.
They're going to. We just got this new diesel here. They're going to load test this on Monday.
Okay.
And after that, then this goes back wherever it came from.
Oh, so that must be what they meant, because they said when they called it in, it was like 3 weeks ago, they said something about loading an old one back up, so they must have just meant the same one.
Probably the same one.
Okay.
I do know this taller green transformers goes away when this whole project is over.
Okay.
But
well,
that's another game.
Give us a call.
Yep.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Got it.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Yep. I bet that generator was expensive. So quick and easy. That's a job like I've done a bunch of those transformers before. My other job, we haven't done very much stuff like that here. I'm still working on getting that type of work, so glad we got the opportunity to do this one. And then we'll come back and load it up when it's done. So appreciate everybody watching. Trent's gonna take off in the hot rod 01, the 50 ton I usually run. I didn't bring a 75. Still having issues with the remote on it. This thing's a hot rod. The hot rod exhaust. I was just getting video of you driving by in your hot rod. That thing's obnoxious. Oh, all right. Oh, like I was saying, I've been working on getting that type of business since I've been here at Flag City. Done a few things, not, you know, it's never enough, you always want more, so glad anytime we get the opportunity to do that kind of stuff. And like you heard that maybe I'll cut that part of the video out, but like I assume it's the main, one of the supervisors or managers or whatever his job title is. He's, you know, works in Findlay, lives in Findlay, grew up in Findlay. He's like, I've never seen that truck before. Like, he'd never heard of us. So I've said in past videos, you know, they didn't really advertise much or at all, I don't think, before I came here. Like, so since I've been here, we've been actively trying to grow the business, the brand. I don't like saying brand, that sounds like a clothing thing. Just trying to get the name out there, you know, like that's, YouTube is a part of that. It was the whole reason I started doing this stuff, is to showcase jobs and our capabilities. And it's been a battle, you know, with being a new name, because and there's other companies that are in this area that the people running it haven't been around that long, but you know, the name has been around for years and years and years. So, and that carries a lot of weight with people, and it should, you know, not taking anything away from that. So just getting established, and our level of service, you know, I harp on these guys and myself about our ETAs, and you know, when my guys, when we get a call, like they're out the door. There's no waiting around, which is a battle I used to have with drivers when I managed drivers before. You know, it's just, you know, a sense of urgency, you know. So I really am on these guys that you know, you get your butt moving when I send you a call. I don't care if it's a customer call or a law enforcement call or whatever, you know. And obviously there's instances where you can't always have a 20-25 minute ETA, but for the most part we do keep 20 to 25 minutes, as long as it's close to Findlay. So I don't even know how I ended up on that tangent. How did that come up? Level of service or whatever, I don't know. Like I say, clean trucks, ETAs, fair prices were 20 to, depending on what the service is, between 15 and 30% cheaper than other providers in the area. And I like to say our level of service is better. You know, I can say whatever, we actually have to do it. So yeah, you can say you're the greatest, but still got to play the part. So yeah, so it's just you know, growing the brand and the business and getting the name out there and getting people's trust. You know, nobody's ever happy to have to call a tow truck because they're broke down or they were in a crash or their car won't start or they locked their keys out of their car. And, you know, a funny little story. I'm thankful for all of our customers, but I had some people call about 4 in the morning. It was last week, and there was locked keys in the car. And I gave them the price, and I could hear the wife in the background. She was not happy about it. And then they had made the comment to the driver when he was there that they can't believe that we haven't lowered our prices in this economy to help people. I was like, I don't know, it just seemed, obviously, you know, you're upset, you don't want to spend money to unlock your car, but to expect a small family-owned business to lower their prices because the economy's crappy right now, it's like the audacity of people. It's like, well, lady, are you gonna give your company some of their paycheck back to help with the economy? Like, what? We're not federally funded or state funded, or, you know, like, can't run this stuff around here for free, especially if 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, and I had somebody to them in 15 minutes. It's a pretty good level of service, you know, and it was a fair price for, I think people get upset with, you know, how quick you do it. Like, you know, any decent light duty tow guy, you can get most cars open in 30 seconds, a minute. So people see that and they're just like, oh, you know, they're upset. Or another pushback you get a lot, and this is even like on the national level, like you'll always hear people say, well, it was only a 6-mile tow. It'll be like a tow truck recovery or a semi-truck recovery, and you know, and it ends up in court or something, and they're like, well, it was only a 6-mile tow, so why is the bill $15,000 or $20,000 or whatever it is? But they'd leave out the part where, yeah, it was a 6-mile tow, but you had to upright a fully loaded truck and trailer before the 6-mile tow. Or I'll get that, you know, people, they'll call in town and like, it's only a half-mile tow. I'm like, I understand that, man, but we still got to drive the tow truck to where you are. You know, like, it's not parked right next to you. So that's I don't know, it's like a stigma with towing. People think, one, they always think, you know, dirty rednecks, tow truck driver, and there's definitely their fair share of those. I'd like to think there's more professionals around nowadays doing the job, but that, and then people are always, the tow itself is only 5 miles, so why does it cost this much? Like, well, the tow truck is not right next to you right now, man. We have to drive it to you, so that, like, that costs money. You know, diesel's $5 a gallon. Even a rollback gets, what, 9-10 miles to the gallon. The big trucks get 3 or 4 if you're lucky. It's all expensive, unfortunately. So, all right, I'm gonna quit ranting. Thanks everybody for watching.